said they got good swell at that he'd been training at, so clearly it worked in his favour. It looks like he's got good equipment.
Well, definitely, you know, his surfing was on point. He's been one of those guys controlling the lineup on those free surfs, and like he said, that was a benchmark performance by Lane, and he looks to be the guy that got the ricochet. Amazing food, the camaraderie of the people in Ecuador, like they're welcoming, and the multicultural too. I mean, the guy that does the donuts is from Argentina. The guy that does the pizza, he's Italian, and it's really cool to watch. As we see surfer in red, Alves doing a great job throwing that tail up, and great performance there by Alves, you know, and that's definitely going to threaten Ricardo Carbia. As we see Love Hodel, nice wraparound off the top, and look at the fluidity of Love surfing. Throws the tail, still on this wave. If he manages to connect, this is going to be a very interesting score for the Hawaiian. And I have to say that the technique that the Hawaiians are doing, I think is flawless. As we see my boy Ricardo Carbia, big off the top right there. He's our heat leader. He's going to find another section off the top, falls off, but Love Hodel really attacking that wave, looking really fluid. Unfortunately, fell in that last turn. As we see Danny Garcia here in his quad, backside attack, always moving super fluid, and this is kind of a better version of Galindo on this heat, and really flying that Spanish flag, and he knows he's got no easy feat right now, as I believe Alves from Brazil and Love Hodel putting a great performance, and had Love Hodel finished that wave, it would have been on the excellent range, and I have to say those first couple of turns are still going to award him around a 7-point ride or better. So Love Hodel taking his time, surfing against his own team. That strategy, I love that strategy they're bringing into play. It's like, hey, we got to surf in our level of surfing. They're kind of forgetting about the whole competition area. And look at the fluidity. Big turn right there. Kind of similar shades of Sunset Point. Throws the tail, recovers again. Kind of gets a little wobble right there. Big, nice little hack. Negotiates another turn. Had that surfer not been in the way, he probably would have gotten a cleaner hit. But still, I think he did the damage. And Danny Garcia just picking off a cleaner, smaller wave out the back. Doesn't get vertical, but a lot of rail action in this wave. So Danny Garcia putting his campaign. He's going to get 2 scores, and I believe in that exchange. Love Hodel coming out on top. Alves really putting a point with two maneuvers. 8.67 for Love Hodel. I nailed it. He would have gotten a 9 or higher ride. Trying to get that backup score. He's got to take that 1.5 off the board. He is holding on to that first place position, but Alves with his backside attack, Garcia with his backside attack, and Ricardo Carbia with his front side approach are threatening him. He needs to get that one off the board. Look at the beautiful flags. We see the Chilean flag, the Peru flag, the Ecuadorian, and that beautiful Japan flag. And you know, Adam was saying it a little bit earlier. All those you know, towels and all the merchandising that they bring. Not merchandising, but all the hats and all that from Japan, always killer. And one of the competitors, Takahashi, if I'm not mistaken, earlier today, had the coolest pair of trunks with a rising sun. I want to get my hands on them. I know you got a towel. It's my turn.
Yeah, I got it.
It's fun to watch Sonny and Kaipo just get those back-to-back waves. Juan Ashton having a little bit of a hard time. Got himself a really nice barrel. Couldn't really back it up, but you know, the Hawaiians really dominated that category, and it was really fun to watch Kaipo Hakias, you know, come back and surf in such good form. Such a nice ambassador of the sport. As we see, I think Love Hodel out the back. He had a nice top turn off the top. Alves getting a wave right before him, and Love, you know, as a backup scorer, he's already got in his game. He's got that really good snappy approach. This wave's going to open up for him. Nice tail bash right there, and a lot of people don't know how good Love Hodel serves, and right there, he's probably going to match that 8-point ride. He did a solid turn off the top. We'll see it on the replay when the boys bring it back to us, but it's going to be really hard for Danny, Ricardo, and Alves to match those 2 last scoring waves of Love Hodel, and I've got to say Love is just really stoked to be out there on a right point break and just showing the true ability of the Hawaiian team, and Hodel just making a benchmark performance.
Yeah, he just looks so smooth on that wave, just incredibly well surfed. Garcia also, the Spaniard, right there on your screen in the blue, he's currently sitting in 2nd position, and right now Carbia of Puerto Rico up and off the top, throws a nice amount of spray, and now cutting back to the power source.
Well, nice little wraparound there by Ricky Bobby Bobby, my friend Ricardo Carbia. Nice little floater, but he has to get a little more vertical. There you go, answering right back. Getting that inside section, that board looking really good under his feet. Gets kind of a little bit of stuck right there. He's looking for a 4.94, and you know, if he rides his wave out a little more, he could quite possibly get a 5-point ride out of that score. And Alves really not surfing to his potential. He needs to get rid of that 1-point ride. And Danny Garcia, he wants to get rid of that 3.67. Let's see what the judges award Ricardo Carbia. But Love Hodel looking like he's going to get a banger. Another, you know, good ride, and that Spanish flag flying proud up on the beautiful cliff there at the Punta here in Montañitas. And Love Hodel gets a 6.67, so he's got an 8.67. He gets a point less for his second wave, dominating Love Hodel right now in the second qualifier, heat 2.
Out in front, he has the rest of the field comboed, and here he goes. This is the replay of his last wave. This was the 7.67.
Well, look at how snappy that board was off the top. Does a nice little foam climb, looks for that inside section, nice little speed turn right there, throws a tail, does a little foam climb, and it's not over yet for Love Hodel. Does a little snap, sets himself up, goes vertical again, throws the tail, and Love Hodel just gets 5 or 6 maneuvers that really count, goes vertical again, cuts it right back in. And a lot of people know Love Hodel for the good wave antics that he has, the barrels, but he's an incredible high-performance surfer. As you can see the replay here, he got a 3.83. My friend Ricardo Carbia, just needs to get a little more aggressive, a little more vertical. The board looks really good under his feet, kind of flowing over those sections, gets that big turn right in there, but the judges award him with a 3.83. He only needed a 4-point ride, but now the situation has changed. With Love Hodel's last score, he needs a 6.29. As Alves put a small score, but something that will affect his campaign, 3.30. And with a pair of 5s, 5.43 and 5.02. 5.03 in second place, Danny Garcia. So is this Spaniard going to hold on to that second place, or is Brazil and Puerto Rico going to take it from him? It looks like this is that 3.30 from the Brazilian. Mark, I don't know if that's going to be enough to really make Love kind of worried in this one.
Yeah, he's just looking a little frantic right now. There we can see, and he's not really getting the clean lines in the wave. Certainly put in a lot of turns on this one, but he's needing a 4.29 to move up. And what we've seen from the scores so far is that the judges are liking to see a lot of flow, really smooth transitions between their turns, and it did look like Alves was just a little bit too frantic in his surfing there.
Look at that, the Puerto Rican Panda has come back. We saw him in Nicaragua, that's Panadero. That's the bread man, just always flying that Puerto Rican flag. He is actually the team coach this year, actually the team manager for Puerto Rico. He's in the event. He's going to surf later on today, and you know, always cool to see my flag being represented here. Ricardo Carbia needs a 6.29 to get out of that 4th place position, as we see our heat leader Love Hodel on the small wave.
Yeah, just taking a look at this one with 24 seconds. He's utilizing the time, and he knows that this heat is over and he's got to win. He's comboed everybody else in the field, so it's going to come down to Garcia and Alves. Oh, here he goes. Here's Garcia looking to get rid of his 5.03, and great control there by the Spaniard. And he's got a nice little lineup here on the inside. When this wave hugs that the rock reef like that, it goes really well. Look at that, great surfing by the Spanish surfer.
That does not look like a grandmaster surfing. That looks like a 15 or 16-year-old guy surfing out there with a pair of 5s. He guarantees himself that 2nd place position. He keeps Alves off of that wave. Alves needing a 4.29. Doesn't look like he's going to get the score, and it's going to be official. Danny Garcia in 2nd place with maneuvers like that, solid maneuvers on the board, is what's going to take the Spaniard. You know, Alves right here trying to get away from those sections. Big off the top, 6.17, but there's no beating the Hawaiian. Look at this flow. Looks like he's in Haleiwa or Sunset. Nice little tail bash right there. Looking a little bit of shades like Sunset Point. Love Hodel just having a great performance. His equipment looking on point. And this is that 5-point ride, 5.03, that helped Danny keep that 2nd place position. Always grooving on rail. And Mark, I have to say, the Bass surfer, the Spanish surfer, doing a great job. Unfortunately for the Puerto Rican, Ricardo Carbia had a couple of good waves, started on the lead. He had a 4.17, but with competition like, you know, Love Hodel and Garcia, he needs needs to post higher scores, and unfortunately for the Puerto Rican, he's going to see that repecharge round.
This was Love Hodel, and he just dominated here. Look at the style, just really loose on his board, and the way he travelled along this section. Watch this floater, gets through and then gets back out into the clean face, and really negotiating all the lumps and bumps, but so smooth. The tail blow there, a great performance by the Hawaiian. When we come back, we'll have a chat with Love Hodel, as well as the next heat of the ISA World Masters.